Hey everyone, welcome back to Squid Bunny Games. Hope you're all having a great day today. So this game called Miniatures recently caught my eye. I love short indie games at a low price point, what can I say? And this one is priced at about $3.99. And the art style looks really unique and intriguing to me, and it also has a very positive rating on Steam, so I decided to pick it up. Miniatures is a point-and-click adventure game developed by a small independent studio called Other Tales Interactive, which is based in Copenhagen, Denmark. It looks like about a team of 7 or 8 people. This game won a couple of awards. So at the 2025 Independent Games Festival, it received honorable mentions in the categories of Excellence in Narrative and Excellence in Visual Arts. All right, so now I'm going to give a quick overview of the 4 different vignettes in the game. When I played, I didn't have any of this knowledge, so I went in blind. If you want that as well, go ahead and skip ahead to the playthrough. And at the very end of the video is when I do the summary. So, all right, now for the 4 vignettes. So the first is called the Paludarium, where a lonely boy bonds with a new pet. The second is the House of the Moon, where a girl searches for her mother after she disappears with the moon. The last sandcastle is where you help a village of crab-like beings begin their day and make some music. And the last is called Familiar, where a family of 4 assemble a cabinet together. Okay, so let's jump into the playthrough. So check this out. When I first got to this screen, there was just the word miniatures. These buttons weren't there, and nothing really happened if you clicked on the screen. And I figured out that if you click here, ta-da, the lights turn on. And then if you turn the lights off, that's when you get these settings buttons. And I just thought that was awesome. Just this really cool feature of figuring out how to interact with the game. It's great game design there. That's a big refrigerator. Oh, or maybe I'm just really little. Am I a kid? Did I get something?
just have to untangle the wires. Then I'm ready.
Fiber plants grow greener. Their leaves are shaped so they can take rainwater. Some frogs use the ponds to raise their tadpole, and sometimes they jump out of the river.
Fascinating. Perhaps for the next section, could you take
Man, this game was so interesting. I find this game difficult to rate in a standard way because of how unique it is. So those who are looking for more of a game with a core loop or an objective, score, progress, or with interesting decisions, which are all things you normally get in a game, I think are likely going to come out of this experience unsatisfied because this game doesn't quite fit that mold. If someone is open to the idea of games as art and expression and appreciating a work that doesn't quite follow the rules, loves interesting visuals and light interaction, then I think this is a great game to experience for you. Even from a narrative perspective, there is very little story or character building or resolution to any conflict. The four vignettes didn't really seem related to one another. At first, I thought perhaps the four vignettes would stitch together into a cohesive message, like these were all one person's memories as a child that came together in a patchwork quilt and created their point of view as an adult, or something like that. But actually, it ended up being each vignette is rather independent and largely unrelated. So if there were any connections between them, I didn't really find those. So to me, this game felt almost like an interactive art exhibit. I appreciated the art. I felt a lot of emotions and an overall mood. But I kind of left also feeling unsatisfied because I didn't walk away with a resolution or greater knowledge or insight. What was unique about this game is it was like a sample platter of different moods and feelings, brief glimpses into disparate and interesting worlds, flashes of feelings that we can either relate to or evoke something new in us. None of the games were quite a whole meal, but more like little tastes, sometimes bittersweet, uncomfortable, exotic, calm, or frenetic. I thought the experience did some things really well. Obviously, stunning visuals and setting. The game was great at setting mood, and especially this kind of dark, heavy, somber mood. Three of the four vignettes were that way. I think the sandcastle was sort of the only lighthearted one. They were just all kind of heavy and weighty in their presentation, which came across very clearly. There was also a lot of variety between the four vignettes. So the first one, you see the environments change as you move back and forth through the house, and the boy becomes more like a lizard. The house also becomes more like a jungle. In the House of the Moon, you had a mechanic where you're turning the pages and actually scrolling in different directions and exploring to different points of interest. And in the Sandcastle, you have the more traditional point and click adventure. And the last one, Familiar, was really, really excellent at creating that emotional anxiety through the actions that you're taking. What my favorite vignette I think was Familiar, which is the last one where you're building the furniture, because who hasn't had that experience of frustration as you're putting together the IKEA furniture incorrectly, right? So that one I thought was brilliant. The sequence successfully increased my anxiety and stress and anger in an effective way I haven't really experienced, like this specific emotion in another game. And the way they did this was great. The kind of constantly frenetically shifting art, the camera angle that focused on parts of the bodies or parts of the furniture, but never letting you see the whole, the constant backward progress. Those were all so effective in making me feel like I like just am stuck in this never ending process of like trying to get this furniture built. So this one was really unique and special. I thought that one was great. My total playtime for this game was 37 minutes, so it is very short. At a price point of a few dollars, I think it was worth it. It's also a really great example, especially for new game developers, on how to put together a polished, self-contained experience without bloating scope. I think The Last Sandcastle is a great example of that. So yeah, I'd love to know if you played the game and if you have any thoughts. Did you enjoy it? Were there parts that frustrated you as well? What did you think? As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.